Hey there, friend. How you doing? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We're going to check in with your energies, Pisces, and see what is going on. I'm going to do a Celtic cross today. So it will be Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the most dominant here. Take only what resonates. Let's manifest what you want. All right, let's connect in. Let's look at the current situation. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, it's given us two energies. We've got the Seven of Wands with the Lovers. Okay. Let's just pull them out and we'll go from there. It's crossing this. Strength energy. Let's have a look at what's happening underneath. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Let's have a look at the past, at how it's impacting the current situation. We've got the Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's have a look at the mindset. We've got the Hanged Man energy. Okay. The near future. We have got the Four of Wands. Let's look at your power in this situation. You've got the Page of Wands energy. The current environment. What's happening around you. You've got the Five of Wands. Hopes and fears. We've got the Six of Swords. And let's take a peek at potential outcome. We have the Emperor energy. And the Two of Swords underneath with the Fool and the Mother Star card. Okay, Pisces, let's jump in, see what's going on and unpack this for you. So taking a peek here right now, in terms of the current energy, where things are standing, with the Seven of Wands and the Lovers energy, there's either some strong boundaries that have been put up when it comes to a particular connection, or maybe, something that you're attempting to achieve here in some form of partnership or some form of success in your life. You may be feeling like something's blocked right now, or you may be feeling a little bit on the outside of something. It depends which side that you're sitting of this current situation, but I feel what Spirit's asking you here right now with this current challenge, especially with the Strength energy here, is to hold on. Strength energy is Leo energy. We're currently in Leo season. So there's something here about being controlled, about maintaining, this aspect of, I think, belief and courage. This is about courage. The Seven of Wands also has the word courage written on it. So I feel like there's something right now about even being mindful. I think boundaries are incredibly important in terms of whatever that you're doing. And remember, those boundaries are for you. It's not dictating what other people do. It's, setting that up in terms of what sits well with you. And there's something here either about the acknowledgement of this situation and where it's at. It could be challenged, this situation. You may be having a challenging choice, but it's also one about the choice and being courageous in that decision-making process. It could be a little bit outside your comfort zone here, and hence the Strength energy showing up in the challenge position of this dynamic. Underneath, you do have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is kind of what's influencing this situation, or what's underneath it right now. Someone could be, incredibly busy in their own life. This could be you. This could be the person that you're dealing with. But right now it seems like that it's interesting because I'm hearing something about study, but I'm feeling like you're studying something for your own self, your own growth, your own expansion. But it could also be too here that someone is, quite active in their current life. Maybe they are putting a lot of time, energy, and effort into work. Maybe that's something that you're doing that could be putting a little bit of a holding pattern or a little bit of a challenging situation. Some of you could be in a dynamic at work where right now, you're not sure where it's going, or maybe not something you'd want to share right now, especially if this is a romantic relationship inside a work environment. But there's something here about, again, the word study and shining in your light, but I feel the study is more the study of something and understanding it so you can achieve the goals, the success, move closer towards your passions and the things that light you up. You could be questioning too whether you should be putting, a significant energy into this dynamic, or whether you will succeed and move forward in here. This is a positive card. I think it's also going to be what, how you're looking at this situation and what someone's priorities are right now, where, all the eggs that are in the basket as well, because this is something that's very active. This is how it feels with this Eight of Pentacles, something that's very active energetically, that could be influencing this situation right now. So I just feel whatever this dynamic is or situation is, it's important not to take it personally in respect of the feedback right now, what's coming towards you. I think this is about you sitting in a space of self and your own choices and decisions, because like I said, there's something also too here potentially around boundaries, but there's some freedom in this. So maybe you've been seeking some form of partnership. Again, it could be related to your career. It could be related to a person, a love dynamic. But again, whatever this is, I feel like you're being asked to keep trusting in the direction that you're going right now. Maybe you're being asked to focus more on your career, more on your work. But there's also something I do feel about stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit. And sometimes setting boundaries can be quite outside our comfort zone if we're used to constantly giving and showing up for others, and sometimes a little bit self-abandoning ourselves to keep everybody happy. So there's something here around that. In terms of the past and how this is impacting the situation, we do have the Ten of Swords showing up here. So there has either been some significant ending. There's also, whether this has been in this dynamic, maybe some of you have lost a job. Maybe some of you have, found yourself in a situation where everything is just in change mode, new cycles, new experiences, all these new things that are happening. And a big part of your decision-making process or doing things a bit differently, this Ten of Swords impacts that, right? Sometimes the Ten of Swords, while it can be endings, it can also be, some significance in what has happened to you on a mindset perspective, what also may have happened to you, and when I say happen to you, like the impact of the situation, right? That there had been things that you had to constantly think about, that you felt like things could have been perhaps handled better, or someone could have had more care or understanding, because this is burnt you a little bit, whatever this ending was at some point in time. And I feel like you're, again, wanting to make decisions in alignment of where you're going and what's meaningful to you. But I think there's also a part of you that wants to step in and shine your light and be you and be fully who you are and do the things that you also enjoy and do. And having a strong partnership, whether, it's a workplace, whether it's a person, whether it's a friendship, or whatever decision that you're making in your life right now, you want to know that that's a place and a really, supportive container. And I think this is part of perhaps some decision or some movement that you're being asked to make right now. With the Hangman energy that's showing up again in the mind aspect, the Hanged Man is reflection. So, what are you reflecting on? What is it that you want to see? What are those signs, those components, those elements that gives you some form of, I guess, peace and truth and direction that you're seeking right now? Because some of you could be really looking at, let's say that there's for some of you, an amazing opportunity when it comes to a job, but maybe money is an issue, or the amount of time that you've got to spend in the workplace, or the amount of time being asked of you. So I feel like there's something here that is a little bit up for grabs in you're succeeding at, but I think there's some things that may be a little bit outside the scope that you were hoping. Maybe Yeah, there's something here that I think you is not ideal, but is it a deal breaker? Can you work with it? And I feel like that's what's coming up here, okay? There's nothing wrong with asking for what you need, or because I feel like that you're being asked to be a little bit courageous in something that you need, that you want, and this is the time to do it, to express yourself, to speak up, or show up in a way that makes it really clear in who you are and what energy you're bringing towards this situation, okay? In the near future, you've got the Four of Wands. So this is great because it's something that you're either being invited to, you're being requested of, you're being asked to connect into, okay? For those of you, this is around, a partnership or around a love dynamic. I'm seeing the safety here. I'm seeing the communion, the connection that's really coming together, okay? And I feel like it's going to give you a different confidence and some really strong understanding of where this situation is going right now. So I feel like, you're choosing this opportunity, this person, this situation in hand, that you are choosing it. I just think there's a couple of things that you just need to ask for and be true to yourself. And I think that's going to give you some further clarity as you're moving through this, because I can see here, like I said, there is some reflection. I feel like there's some things that come up on the mindset perspective, or the way that you think things through, or the way that you look at a situation, because you're connecting dots from where you've once been. And I think that's an important piece here, that you're reflecting on as you're looking at this situation. In terms of your power, you've got Page of Wands, so good news coming towards you, good news that you're sharing. This is a great thing, right? So I feel like, again, there's good things coming towards you that you get to work with, that you get to elevate a little extra, which is great. In terms of the current environment, we do have the Five of Wands. And when we have the Five of Wands here, the Five of Wands is a little bit of competitive energy. The energy could be related to other people. Maybe, you feel like there's something here that you need to clear up, or, again, get on the same page. Because I do feel like there's just one or two things. It's not necessarily out of alignment, but just, again, is not ideal. Something you would seek to be better or different or more supportive for what you're seeking. And I feel that whatever this challenging component is that's around you right now, I do feel this is going to come to a nice place, okay? Because you do have the Six of Swords. So the hopes and fears here is that you can come to some peace and you guys can move on from this, or move into a nicer direction that, allows you to gain some peace, some freedom, and some new fulfilling energy that gives you peace of mind, In terms of the outcome, we do have the Emperor energy. So this is putting you back into a place of success, a place of control, place of determination. And control comes in different ways, as you know. This is, putting you like a strong sense of achievement, that you've taken all the necessary steps that you need to do. You've got some pretty solid, vocal points or authoritarian energy in the choices, the decisions, the direction. Some of you could be, putting yourself in quite a significant position if this is related to your career, or dealing with a certain masculine energy. So, you're coming out on top, whatever this is here, Pisces, okay? I feel like this is quite nice energy. It's something that you get to move through, something you get to dive into, and something you get to explore, I feel, on a deeper level here. It's just going to require perhaps some adjustment, some openness, and just being real with yourself and what it is that you're also seeking in terms of this situation. I know some things may not be easy to speak up, especially if it comes to certain boundaries, things that you appreciate, things that you don't. But I feel the more that you are true to yourself in this process, I feel like no matter the differences, or no matter the what's challenging you outside of yourself, that you can come to a place of freedom with it, and you can also come to a place of feel like you're on top here. That's what this Emperor energy is giving me, like you're on top, you're achieving, you're winning, whatever position that you're stepping into is something that you're going to feel really good about. I'm really, really happy with that. So I am going to leave it there. For those of you in the Soul Collective, we do have some bonuses that are coming out in there, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye now.